So today I want to show you how easy it is to travel by train here in Hanoi. Oh, Vietnam, sorry, not in Hanoi, although we are actually in Hanoi. So we're in, I think it's the first class. Finish?
Yes.
Ah, okay, man. No kitchen. That's okay, that's okay. Thank you. So I believe this is the canteen train. Now I've said before to people, trains in Vietnam, they're not the smartest of trains, but they're easy travelling. But we have a rule of thumb. Basically, don't go too far on a Vietnamese train, so don't spend too many hours on it. So we've only got 2 hours of travelling today. Another interesting thing, for those of you that might not know, you can bring your motorbikes on here also. Let's have a little look at the locomotive. So here we are. It's 19E 947 Dong Phat Vietnam. Duong Phat Vietnam. So here's the locomotive. Maybe, if the driver's not in there. Oh, look, he's got a little teapot. How cool is that? And hopefully we're not too washed out. It's a very bright, very warm day. And here is the cabin. Various cargo areas here where the cargo's coming in and out. And what I wanted to say was, yeah, a lot of people will take motorbikes. Many people, I'd say probably 80% of travellers going down to Ninh Binh will probably go by coach. Michelle and I just prefer going by train. I think the whole experience is more romantic, more comfortable, more space. And you've only got to then organise yourself a taxi at the other end, a couple of dollars at most, maybe even less, to get to your hotel or guest house. Now we paid, I think it was about $6 or $7 for a first class ticket for a 2-hour journey. So, just dropped my bag and hat off. Just want to take you through the other classes. And in here, seats are a bit smaller, a bit more cramped. But similar, not dissimilar. Little wash hand basins. Little European style toilets. So these are, I think, air-conditioned sleepers. Let's have a little look inside if we can. If you're doing a longer journey, this is what you would have. Let me get one that's not occupied. Okay, so this is a nice example. So we got one here that's not occupied, so it's 3 layers. Now if you were going all the way down, I'm not sure you'd want to be right at the top here, but if you were going all the way down to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, it'd be kind of cool. Nice and cool in here, air conditioned. Just jump through the centre. Just got to keep an eye on the time actually, because we are setting off very soon. So this here is also sleeping cars, the same 3x3, so 6 in a room. There we go. Now this is air conditioned, but it doesn't feel quite as cool. It's quite claustrophobic up the top there. Have a little look. So that is your upper berth, your middle berth. And I would say the best berths are going to be on the bottom or the centre. And what have you got for bathrooms? Here you've got wash hand basin. Now I've heard people complain about the Thai trains. I'm going to tell you now. Thai trains are a lot nicer, in my opinion, even the older ones. So whether or not they have, okay, so here, oh, sorry. Hello. Okay, so these ones, I can find one that's not occupied. Can I take a picture? It's okay? So these ones are just 2 berths. So more like... Hello.
Sorry.
No problem. So I got a feeling this lady is just selling fruit. But this is so only 2 berths. So that's nice. Nicer looking beds. Yeah. And nicer looking wash hand basins, a little cleaner. So I'll try and put up on the screen what level this is. You know, what class. I think that's probably first class. Unless they get better, they might get better. You know, there's a lot more now. Of these are... Yeah, these are a nicer quality. I haven't seen the toilets. Let's have a little look. Ah, here they are. So here's the toilet for that carriage. I really want to get to the full length of this train before it takes off, if I can. So these carriages are what I would classify as first class sleepers. Hello, come on. All along here. But is there a higher end? Is that second class or are they first class? Let me just see here. No, these are still standard first class sleepers. And then the last carriage, another carriage of first class sleepers, but these ones look a little ropier. I think they might be staff. Yeah, I think these are staff. And at the end here, we've got the engine room. Look at this. Big diesel engine room by the looks of it. I think these are diesel motors. And this one here, I think, is a cargo carriage again. Yep. Oh, hello. It's Post, is it? Is it Vietnam Post? Ah, cool. Thank you, come on. So this is the train, 3:30 in the afternoon, that heads all the way down to Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon. We're only going 2 hours. We've got some nice first class seats at the front, but you can also, at the back of the train here, you can get first class-ish sleepers. And then the 3-tier, which are second class air conditioned sleepers. We head back down to the front of the train, where Michelle and I have got our places. So it's all quite similar to other parts of Asia. The only thing I would say is that, in my experience, the Thai trains are higher quality. And I wouldn't particularly want to do a 14-hour journey in one of these trains, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I suppose what you could do is buy 4 tickets and get your own private cabin, which would be quite nice. A lot of backpackers, they won't care, you know, Sharing can be quite nice, actually. Sometimes in Thailand, even the second class sleepers, where you're all in it together, it's quite pleasant and you meet people. But the longer you travel, as Michelle and I have been traveling a long time now, the more likely it is you can't be bothered to put up with what comes with sharing a cabin. Now, my experience being on trains in Vietnam, it's not always that comfortable to be in the first class seats because, you know, if you get the wrong people in there making a lot of noise and chatter. Okay, we are here. Oh, so here we are. I was just giving everyone a tour of the whole train, and I was saying there are sleepers, like second class air conditioned sleepers, which are 3 tiers and quite claustrophobic, and then there are I think what would be classified as first class sleepers, 4 in a room, sort of a lot more sort of headroom in them, and they're okay. They're not as nice as the Thai trains by a long stroke, but they're probably as nice as the second class sleepers in Thailand, where you're all sort of like in bunks along the wall.
Yep.
So you're only getting 4 of you in a room, which could be, even if somebody wants to be a little bit more private and have some comfort, if you're in larger groups, you could book, you know, the whole room. So there's the website itself. There's a Vietnamese website for booking, and I'll leave the links for that down below, because you can actually book and pay everything online. It's really quite easy, but I'm not your travel advisor and I'm not your travel guide, so if you can't follow that link or you can't get it to work, can't help you. I would recommend, because you get a little diagram of the seats in the first class area that we're in, and I'd recommend getting these seats where they face each other and you've got a bit of a table in between you, because you can see here that you get a little more space.
And also, when you look on the little diagram, look so that you're going the right way. We're facing forward, we're not facing backwards. You've just got to look where the engine is, and you know that's the way the train's going.
But also don't expect that that'll be right.
It might not be right.
It might not be right.
We assume.
We assume it. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if we took off in that direction. The problem when you don't have these seats is people will lean their seats right back, and it becomes quite restricted, the actual space that you're taking up. Now also, one of the things Michelle and I have a policy when we're travelling in Vietnam is, I think I said it along the walkway as well, but to keep the journeys quite short. So if it becomes unpleasant, the journey, if it's only 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, you can pretty much stomach anything. But yeah, that would be my tip for doing journeys in Vietnam, is to keep them short. Don't do the long journeys unless you really want to. I mean, it's up to you. We've had some pretty horrible long journeys here in the country, so we've always got this policy that we'll keep everything manageable. So we're about to head off. Train is rolling. Super close. The walls and buildings here. God. So I'm going to order myself a Vietnamese style coffee. 20,000 dong. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. So you can get drinks, but we've actually bought, Michelle and I both bought drinks on the train with us, but I do like to have the coffee on the train. There we go. Nice little, it's a little really strong Vietnamese coffee with a sweet milk in the bottom and a little bit of ice. And I think I've said before to you, if the ice has like a hole through the middle, it's a processed ice from outside, so it's safe to drink. Oh man, that is sweet, strong, delicious. It's like melted coffee ice cream. Some of the best coffee in the world. I mean, it's not coffee as we know it, you know, but it's still some of the best coffee in the world. Beer. She's got beer and Coke also. But we also got I've got a banh mi opla, no, banh mi bacon egg banh mi. Oh, so good. That's really good. And this banh mi came from one of my favourite banh mi shops in the whole of Hanoi. And there's a story behind that, but I'll maybe save that for a live stream if anyone reminds me. It's really interesting. Definitely the scenery is starting to change. It looks a lot greener, a lot fresher. Evergreen even.
Can you miss what you never have known? And can you ache for a place that was never your home? No misgivings or shame, like a moth to the flame. Burn up or fizzle alone. Can you know who inhabits your soul?
We're about 10 minutes outside of Ninh Binh now. It's been an okay journey. 2.5 hours, winding all it up. A lot of noise and the noise is great. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to hear any of this, to be honest.
In the hope that you someday descend. Just follow the road. The blood in your veins like a track for the trains. The heart always aims for the place where you belong. Just follow it home.
It's interesting that the trolley dollies are coming through just as we get to Ninh Binh.
Though it may not agree with the path that you see.
So the guys are coming through with the hot food.
Just need to
Rice.
stop searching.
Chicken,
Stand up.
pork, peanuts, I think. Oh, and the guys at the back here have got the rice. Okay, so here we are at Ninh Binh. Thank you, man. I'm good, man. Thank you. I'm good. Okay, so we're now here at Ninh Binh. We're going to get the usual taxi touts come out to try and find taxis for you. So that was a lot of fun. 2.5 hours, maybe a little more, on the train from Hanoi to Ninh Binh. Like I say, I think probably it's more comfortable than going on a coach. Some of the coaches will drop you at your hotels maybe, but not the big ones necessarily. I'm going down to the front. I want to go down and check out the locomotive. So he's getting ready to go. So it is D19. There she rolls. A typical Vietnamese train. Pretty old stock, old rolling stock. Some air conditioning, some no air conditioning. I'll tell you what, that just about burst my eardrums. I'm sure it will come out less loud on the video. That was quite some horn. Ga Nim Bin. Michelle patiently waiting for me, and so is the taxi tout. No, I don't need. Don't need taxi. Okay, let's have a little look at the station. I want to have a look at Ga Nim Bin. I want to have a look at the ticketing office. Well, this guy, quite persistent. Ooh.
Around the gate.
Okay. So just inside the ticketing office, there's a little mini mart. And here, ticketing. And outside, Im Bin. So, our hotel, we booked a hotel about 500 meters from the railway station, so we don't have to really take a cab. We might not. Michelle and I, it's not too hot. We might go for a little wander, see what they have. But these guys really want us to take a taxi.
Hello.
Hello. So just quickly, we've arrived in Ninh Binh, as you can see. We stayed in this lovely little guest house, only about, we say about 500 meters, 600 meters from the railway, and we decided to walk there. So after you saw we got off the train, we've spent the night here. We're going to another location, which you'll find out in the next video. But we're going to pop into Ninh Binh and just find ourselves a place to get a morning coffee.